This one is a little bit more interesting. Sadly, it's not a card trick today, but it's an interesting topic I kind of wanted to talk about, and I thought it was interesting, so I'll set the cards right here for a bit. It's about taking a break from Magic, or when to appropriately take a break. And this is something to, I mean, really, at the core basis, to each their own, sure. But, sorry, it's a little bit bright today, so let me just use my shades. This is something I've kind of debated on for a while, and I think I should at least give my thoughts on it. Because I have taken breaks from Magic, and like where I just literally set aside the cards, as I'm doing now, and literally go for a month without doing Magic or something like that. And I think it's good to be able to take those breaks, because eventually it gets to a point, and ironically I'm picking it up, where you can only practice double lift so much, you can only do these techniques so much, and you realize there's like, you reach a point where like a giant wall that you just can't get through. And it's maybe not that you have to get through it, but maybe go around it, or get an inspiration above it, or underneath it, or just not even have to take that wall at all. There's a new approach to it. Maybe you could go the other way, you know, around. So there's different ways. It's not just trying to get to this point. It's being open to new ideas and doing that. And through too much practice and too much presentation, like overdoing it, that we may not grow as a performer where we like it to be, and we just get more and more frustrated as we go along. This became apparent to me eventually when I was just practicing double lift too much. I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere just by practicing it more. Like it's so incrementally like small that it's just insignificant to me. And for the most part, once you get the double lift decently down, you just got a decent double lift, the next step would, in my case, and from my personal opinion, would to be to naturally engage your audiences and focus on the personal experience you give them, and that'll lend itself to natural misdirection. And so your double lift doesn't have to be perfect. You can correct it. Hell, it can be like imperfect like this, but if you're engaged audiences, you tilt up the deck so it's not visible. You can square it up and then present it, and then that doesn't even have to be perfect. I'm not saying to encouraging terrible double lifts necessarily, but in the case that it's not perfect, the rare case, you can always fix it. And there's other ways to approach presenting quality Magic, or presenting Magic in a quality format that people, it looks the same to them. No one can tell the difference, essentially. And I've taken a couple breaks, and some of the most notables for me that I keep on running up against, or just keep on remembering, was the Magic Castle Junior program. And I would take very, very harsh criticisms. I'll be honest, I cried. I've seen a bunch of adult, literally like 20, 21-year-olds, basically adult performers, openly cry because the criticism was very, very harsh. It's like, God, it's like Hell's Kitchen, kind of. But they really wanted you to get better, but it's really boot camp to be able to do so. This was the old castle. I don't know about the modern junior program and all that stuff, and especially with these current times, but I'm talking about the olden days where it was really, really hardcore. I'll admit I massively improved as a performer, but to get those massive improvements, I really needed a new look on life to be able to do it. So, you know, there were many times, and I'll be frank, where I basically, there's performers, I've seen it, where after the criticisms were so harsh, people quit. People left the castle and never came back. It's been a real thing, and they just hope that you stick with it, take the criticisms, and use the feedback to improve yourself. Makes it less hard. Again, if you have a notepad, they show incentives so they're not as harsh, or you can put your focus on there so it doesn't, you have to take in the harsher feedback. Just some ideas. And so I would go like a month. This sounds ironic, but like I would go nearly a month, nearly like 3 weeks. Yeah, I'd say more accurately 3 weeks. 3 weeks without practicing any of my Magic. I would just do nothing. I would just focus on other things and let the feedback soak in unconsciously, so I could be able to take it in and stuff, and it sticks with you. Like, that kind of experience sticks with you, and you remember for the rest of your life. There's a, like, I remember junior performers that are in like their 30s, 40s, and they still fondly remember every experience because it's just so notable, and it's dramatic, I don't know. It's just very, they really want you to get your skill up in the junior program for what I had. So they really push you to your limits to get you there fast. So I'd go without practice for 3 weeks, I'd take a break, and I'm always on the verge, I'll be honest, I was on the verge of quitting. It was really hard. I'd go 3 weeks and then eventually, it just something clicks. Every time, it's just something, I don't know how to describe it. I wish there was a better way to describe it, but it just suddenly just clicks. And eventually I just pick up the cards and I start practicing again, and then everything becomes a little bit easier. I now have the feedback and consideration of what they want, because if you meet what they want, you're pretty much there. They're like, okay, it's not the best act, but it's decent enough, and you've met all their feedback requirements and everything, and nothing's changed in your act, it's still the same. Alright, you get the junior program brunch, or you get Future Stars. Well, Future Stars, you really have to look. Woo! Only did it once, and that was a questionable experience. But it was because I had strep throat the week I did Future Stars. Try going on that. That's lovely. But the idea is, I go on tangents. The idea is that breaks can actually be a good thing. In that context, it was a good thing. Sometimes, you know, you just want a new approach on life. Maybe you need to get inspired. Maybe you're uninspired in Magic, and you're looking for your next big thing. So it's like, I need to take a break, a really, really long break. So maybe you go off for a year or 2 years. But you don't intend, the idea is you don't intend to quit, necessarily. You just want to take a good long break to be able to reflect on life, get inspiration, and then take that inspiration and take that real world experience, not having to carry cards with you every second and practice, so that you can be able to develop these new experiences and then add it back, add that flavor, that spiciness, that passion, that love you have for the outside, or things get, like do things that get you excited. Really take a break occasionally where it's appropriate in context, and go out and explore. Do things that really make you happy. And then take that, and then once you've experienced that, now you got that invigoration. Now you can take that excitement and apply it to your current things. Or see what you, or see new ways you can approach Magic, or do it, or maybe take routines that aren't exciting you, remove them, and do routines that are. So you can match that level of excitement you had from the out experience, so whenever you do perform, you get really, really excited. And that's ultimately what's great, because the idea is, there was a thing they said recently. There was scientists are saying this, and philosophers. It's like almost a generally, I think it's more philosophically, but some scientists are approaching it this way. Synonyms, antonyms, and things of that nature. They said, what is close, or what directly correlates to happiness? And they said excitement. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So happiness is directly equated, or can be directly equated to excitement? Really? So then it can allow us to ask the question now, what gets you excited? I think that's pretty cool to be able to ask that. So what gets you excited? And then you can think about what gets you excited, and then do those things, and then that makes you feel good, and that can make you happier. And if it isn't, do what it is. You know, we work at what is. And ultimately, even if it's a long, boring task, we know we're working on something that can equate to our overall happiness. It can get us excited, it can get us motivated. We know we need to do it, you know. Or we could find some way to motivate us during that time. Maybe find a little piece of happiness to equate to the long-term happiness of everything, you know. And so those are some ideas to take in on why to take a break. It's just to equate, or if like you're not happy with the way you are in your performance, take a break and go out, get excited again, grab that same excitement and enthusiasm, and then apply to this and see where you can make your Magic more exciting for both you and the audience. I mean really, realistically, if you get excited about the routine, like really genuinely excited, and it's like a genuinely good routine, it's not like boring card tricks or, you know, I mean, maybe some people have been able to make those kind of tricks work. John Armstrong with his numeric, I forget the name of his trick, his numeric trick. He made it pretty genuinely exciting in his Armstrong DVD. But let's say you just take a simple commercial routine and you get really, really excited about it, like genuinely excited because you love this routine, and you do it to a spectator and they want to, you know, they actually are in a good, approachable mood. You have to consider context, and they enjoyed the routine. It's more than the magic, it's you. Because you're genuinely excited and you're communicating, you have to realize you are the magic, not the cards, not the props. This is the way I approach it. You are the magic. You don't even need to do this. You could just do some finger routine. You could always be clever in everything. But ultimately, how I equate it, maybe it's only personal opinion nowadays, but how I equate it is you are the magic and you are communicating your love and passion and excitement through a prop, whatever it is, to another person in a loving act of caring, or however you want to interpret it, to amaze them to do whatever. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I personally think it is. And so it becomes less about fooling or destroying, or I'm gonna get you. That kind of dynamic, we kind of get away from that and just the experience of enjoyment, love, and passion. And just at the end, everyone just feels kind of nice. Is knowing that I wasn't doing it to trick you, I'm going to destroy you, or, you know, ideologies that magicians have. I'm gonna this blows spectator. I mean, you can have it if you want in some certain contexts. It just amazes spectators. You need a visceral or expressive way to express how mind-blowing their routine is. I get that, but we want to have it always in a positive context. It's derogatory anything beyond like getting to the point where we think spectators are not as smart as we think they are, and going down that road, that it can be a very negative thing, because spectators are actually quite smart. At least the ones I have had in my 13 years of experience. They are very intuitive for the most part. And what you need to do is always be aware or be conscious of the spectator and how they think and how they do it. So not only are you doing the routine, you're being conscious of their experience. Because the worst thing in my mind would be that you just do a routine and just keep on running your mouth and just keep on doing the routine, whether they're there or not. It's like, it doesn't even matter whether the person's there or not. You're just going to keep on running the routine. And you don't even take into consideration whether they're excited or they're sad. They're considerate of the situation. I need to do something. Oh, I'm having a phone call. No, I'm going to keep on running my routine because I need to do it. What? No. Come on. So that's the idea. I know I went on tangents and stuff of that nature, but I just think it's a good idea to always be, aware of when to take a break, to get that passion, excitement, to be aware of the spectator, and through taking breaks and bringing excitement to your routines. So through taking breaks and then coming back, not quitting. Please don't quit. If you really have that thing, you've seen the magic bug to bite you again. It's just you need to take the excitement. You're just not excited about it right now in many cases, or in certain cases. It could be that you just need excitement from the outside. Take a break, grab that excitement, and then find new excitement when you do come back to magic. Find new excitement in this. Maybe it could be a new routine. Maybe it could be a new way to approach it, or it could be a new way to finally solve that one problem you've been struggling with, and be able to perform it again. I know I've been struggling for like anywhere from, I want to say 4 to like 7 years with the routine explosion, to find a solution for it using shells and stuff of that nature, because being honest, it's one of my favorite routines, and I wanted a way to simplify because I didn't believe in paying $1,000 for a trick at the time. I mean, now it's a little bit more justifiable, but at the time it was recording. But I just wanted a more streamlined way, because I wanted to combine Dean Dill's, I know I'm going on a tangent, Dean Dill's 9-coin explosion with his 16-coin explosion and get the best of both worlds, ideally. All that said, and I was able to do that. I had to take multiple breaks through the years and just keep on thinking about it. Take a break, think about it, take a break, and I finally came up with a solution that I will publish soon in a more updated videos very soon. My way of handling it, and now it's gonna be a one-phase explosion. So there's some ideas on that. All that said, I hope everyone is doing well. This is your video for the day. I know I'm not in my fancy suit or anything. I've got the Pugs Not Drugs shirt. There you go. Hope everyone is doing well. Like and subscribe, and hope to talk to everyone soon. Peace out.